actually a studio. We took a bedroom, turned it into a studio. You have to do that kind of thing when you're married to a musician. When you're married to a musician, oh, I'm going to tell it. Hold on. Just hold on, girlfriend, because I'm fixing to tell you what it's like to be married to a musician. Oh, they've got different kind of brains. It's been scientifically proven. Google it if you don't believe me. But musicians have a different kind of brain, than just a regular person. I think that kind of goes for singers too. But anyway, drummers, temperamental. I used to think guitar players were bad. Oh God, no. Drummers are just, they just, I don't know what it is wrong. They play drums in their sleep. You have to get up and go in the other room because the bed's shaking because they're playing drums in their sleep. I am not kidding. Being married to a musician is like never a dull moment. And then another thing is when girls try to come up and talk to them, and they see you with them. They know you're their wife, right? Or girlfriend or whatever, because you're with them. And you're wearing your bands and stuff, So anyway, they'll come over and act like they want to talk to me. I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm sure you're real interested in it, right? Actually, I think some of them were. I better hush while I'm ahead. But anyway, I want to talk to you about online dating. We've all been single, and with the internet and everything, it's opened up, new doorways of meeting people online. And, social media, like I'm talking to you now, and then you've got the dating sites. I'm not going to name them, but some of them market themselves as Christian dating sites. And I want to tell you about my experience with Christian dating. Okay. Sometimes when I have to use a scientific theory to prove something, I'll use a dating site of some kind, because you can really get a lot of good statistics, and you can get a lot of answers, if you need to do some comparison and contrast between the different groups of people, certain groups of people. So anyway, so you go on some kind of a dating site, and you just make a fake profile, and that's how you do your research under a fake profile. Just make sure whoever you're married to understands that. And you let them know about it, because you don't want your husband to accidentally go through your phone and see something from a dating site on your phone and then jump to conclusions. So you want to let your spouse in on it if you try this, okay? So otherwise, don't try this at home, okay? So anyway, I got on there one time. I used my picture, but I just used a different name. Because the IT person told me never use your real name online. So I called myself Nicole, and I just used my regular picture. So anyway, I got on there, and I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a profile, and I'm going to say all this stuff, and I'm going to leave it up there for a month. And then I'm going to change it, and I'm going to the other extreme. I'm going to try, I'm testing the opposite extreme, extremes, you know. So the first profile I made, I went in there and I said, you know, what description, tell me about yourself, you know, that kind of thing. So I was in there and I was like, okay, I said, if you don't have a job, if you've ever been arrested, if you have a criminal history, if you're on probation, if you abuse drugs, if you're an alcoholic, if you have, if you're paying child support to more than just one woman, if you have tattoos, I just made a big long list of everything. If you smoke, I will not date you. Do not even waste your time sending me a message. And I just kind of left it up there, you know, for about a month. And I came back after a month now. That thing had been up for a whole month. And I even put like a wide range, you know, a wide diameter of like the areas, you know, the cities around me to, you know, to put my picture out there. I just wanted to see like what kind of responses I would get on something like that, you know. I put on there, I said, you've got to, if you're gonna be with me, you gotta be able to work a full-time job and come home and cook and clean the house and then cut the grass when it needs it. If you can't do that, if you're not willing to do that, just don't even bother messaging me, you know, because I know what I want, and if you can't give it to me, just don't waste my time. I know that was so wrong. It was just, that was really wrong of me. But it's an experiment, so hey. I come back after a whole month, and I had not even got one message. Nobody messaged me. So I said, okay, time to change it up now. We're going to way over to the other extreme. And I went in and I put, I changed the picture on this one because my face was not going to be on this. I'm sorry. But I used a different picture, or I might have just put like a flower or something. I don't know. But it wasn't my face. But I put, I date girls and boys. I have tattoos and everything's pierced on my body that can possibly be pierced. And I've got a tattoo everywhere on my body. I could possibly have one. And I'm on probation because I've been arrested. I just laid it on really thick, you know. I was just pouring it on. I was just like, you know, I don't have custody of my kids because I got caught smoking crack. I was just putting the worst stuff I could think of in there, right? Because I just wanted to see, you know, I'm in the group, you know, whatever. I'm not going to go that far, but I'm just saying that, you know, I just made this trashy profile of what I consider, where I'm from, that you're trashy if you really do those things. That's considered trashy. But, you know, I just made this trashy profile, just, you know, and I just, you know, left it. I come back after a month. Oh my God. I had so many messages that it started deleting messages automatically because it got too full. And I was like, no, that's the darndest thing I've ever seen. And this was a Christian dating site. And I learned real quick that everybody that's on Christian dating is not a Christian. The Christian dating sites, honestly, they're okay, I guess, for just making friends. You know, if you just want to make some business contacts and some friends, I guess it'd be okay. I wouldn't date anybody on there if I were you, because you just, that's a little too much like a box of chocolates for me. You know, I don't want that kind of box of chocolates. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But anyway, it is what it is, you know. But dating sites are really good if you want to marketing research, information. You can really learn a lot on there. I don't have anything else to say. I don't. I can't think of anything else to say. So I'm going to just stop the camera and think of something else to do. I think you guys, I just got to say one thing to the person who stole my telescope. You know, you stole my telescope, okay? And I know you got to be watching me on here. So I just want to let you know that you didn't get the lenses. They were in the box right beside it. I tell you what, you can have it, and I'll just leave these outside, and you can come steal these tonight, okay? I'm gonna buy me another one. I'm gonna get a new one, and I'm not gonna leave it outside. So I'm not gonna leave it outside, but you know, a telescope is useless without the lenses, right? You gotta have the lenses to go in it. I'm not trying to do a dumb crook bit, but dumb. They were in the box, right beside the telescope. The thief cometh, but not to taketh my lenses in front of the telescope. Oh well, not all thieves are bright. I could tell you a story about a real dumb thief, but I'll save that story for another day. But you know what? I will tell you a story, a little bedtime story about an eagle who didn't know he was an eagle, okay? He thought he was a chicken. And I don't know, I think I picked this story up from Joyce Myers or somebody, you know, and I thought it was cool. So whenever I'm around teenagers, I tell this story because it's a cool story to tell teenagers. So if you like the story, go tell it to some teenagers if you need to inspire them, or, you know, kind of, you know, spark their creativity or whatever. You know, sometimes they just need a little push. And so, anyway, once upon a time, in a land far, far away, by some unexplainable phenomenon, nobody really knows how this happened, but an eagle's egg somehow ended up in a chicken's nest. I haven't decided that part of the story, okay? So just work with me here, okay? Just work with me, okay? I'm trying to tell a story here. It's a good one. All right, look. Okay. Now, the mama chicken didn't know. She was just sitting on her, you know, little nest of eggs, right? She didn't think, you know, chickens are colorblind, I think, you know. She didn't know one of the eggs were different, but she knew when they hatched. Because one of them looked kind of funny. And it just, you know, one of those things just didn't belong. But anyway, being the mama chicken she just loved it anyway, you know. She taught it how to go outside and scratch and peck. You know how chickens do, they go outside and scratch, peck the ground and scratch. Well, you know, they were all about the same size till they hit puberty. This is funny, me. This is funny to me. This is cracking me up. I don't know about you, but an eagle, when an eagle hits puberty, it's going to be different from a chicken going into puberty, okay? I'm sorry. That's common sense, right? I better get some milk on this one. I can see this story is getting good. All right, hold on. It's bedtime, All right, so anyway, the family just didn't say anything. They were looking, they knew. But the eagle grew up and he was raised as a chicken. He had a chicken mama, he had a chicken daddy, he had chicken brothers and sisters. He went to a chicken school, he went to a chicken church. He had a chicken preacher, he was an eagle, he just didn't know he was an eagle. He thought he was a chicken. By all rights, in his mind, he was a chicken. He did everything the chickens did just the way they did, and he didn't know any different. So, one day, a real, full-grown eagle was just happened to be flying across the sky that day. An actual eagle that was fully mature and had a fully expansive wingspan just happened to come soaring over over that area of the sky that day. And, just happened to glance down and he saw the baby eagle down there scratching and pecking like a chicken. And he was like, he knew that was an eagle because he knew he was an eagle. So he was kind of like, he thought, what is going on down there, right? He was like, what is this guy doing, right? Because little baby eagle was now like a teenage eagle. He was a young, teenage eagle. Not fully mature, but he just didn't know he was a teenager. He thought he was a chicken still. He probably didn't even really know his real age. Yeah, who knows? But anyway, the eagle was kind of soaring over the sky, and he decided he'd go in for a closer look. He'd never seen another eagle act like that before. So he wanted to see what was going on, So he gets down there and he just kind of stands back. He doesn't want to alarm, he doesn't want to cause World War III on the chicken farm, right? In the land of Chickenville. Because chickens and eagles usually are, one preys upon the other. But anyway, so he kind of camouflaged himself behind some bushes and he just kind of sat there and watched for a while. And he noticed that he kind of figured out what was going on. Somehow this guy thinks he's a chicken. I need to have a talk with him, right? So, the fully grown eagle, kind of sticks his head out of the bushes and says, psst, psst, hey, you. Come here. Yeah, you. Come to me now. I need to talk. So, little teenage eagle comes over there. What? He said, what are you doing? And baby eagle says, what do you mean, what am I doing? He says, why are you out there scratching and pecking with those chickens? Is this some new strategy, to get breakfast or what? What's up with this? And he goes, the little baby eagle goes, what do you mean I am a chicken? What do you mean? Why am I scratching and pecking? I'm a chicken. And the eagle said, what? Wait a minute. Hold up. You really think you're a chicken? Have you ever seen your reflection? Have you ever seen your own reflection before? Well, you're looking at it now. You're looking at it now. But anyway, he said, come here, boy, come here. Son, let me tell you something. You're not a chicken. You are an eagle like me. You're not meant to be down here scratching and pecking. You've got wings, brother. You can fly. Did you know that? Let me show you. I want to show you. Let me just show you how this is done, okay? And so the full-grown eagle just takes off and starts flying. And the baby eagle got so excited, he forgot all about trying to fly, right? He goes running home. Little did he know, that was a big mistake. But you didn't know. We all made that mistake. Maybe not all of us, but some of us did make it. He goes running home. The baby eagle goes running home, right? He goes running home to his family. All excited. Guess what? His family's sitting around going, what? I'm not a chicken. I'm an eagle. I'm not a chicken, I'm an eagle. I can fly. Well, what do you think happened? I'm cracking myself up. What do you think happened in that house? That was a fight in that house that night. Okay. He's all excited because he's an eagle. He just realized, he was an eagle. He just knows he's an eagle now. The only thing he's got now is the concept of being an eagle. He's not functioning as an eagle. He's just got the awareness of his eagleness. Yeah, you can use that, Cat Williams. Just make sure you pay me for it. Just a little, not much. You can have most of the money. Just, make sure I get my cut. Or I won't give you nothing else. I gotta know. He just has a concept of his eagleness, right? He hasn't really started functioning as an eagle, operating as an eagle, living as an eagle. He just knows he's physically an eagle on the outside, but on the inside, he's still a chicken. He's still a chicken up here. You know what I mean? He's still a chicken. So, anyway. Sounds like a B.B. King song. I thought I was a chicken. I'm gonna just stop. Before I get in deeper. Okay, hold on. What the heck? People already think I'm crazy, right? What the heck? Let's just go ahead and if we're gonna be crazy, let's just be crazy all the way, right? So anyway, he gets all depressed because they're just not as happy about his new identity. I mean, they are the ones who gave him the false identity, not knowingly. I mean, I'm just saying, they're the ones that gave him the false identity, kind of like, I guess, Jacob in the Bible, they pinned all that on him. They labeled him from the time he was born. And when you tell somebody something negative about themselves long enough, they'll believe it, right? Right. Yeah, see, I'm glad I finally made a friend that understands me. Oh, Lord. I've been waiting for you to come along in my life. Trust me. But anyway, so he's all depressed, because his family's just not, his chicken teachers and his chicken preachers, they're not happy he's an eagle. Because, they're having a meeting over in the boardroom about, what do we need to do? What if he all of a sudden just goes crazy one day and eats us all up? I don't know, should we go ahead and get, what do we need to do about this? And so they're having their meeting and he's off, somewhere all depressed. Well, for some reason, the adult eagle, the one that was there the day before, the one that actually enlightened him, decided, I'm going to go back and check on the fellow, see if he's flying yet, Just imagine. Okay, can you just imagine if these were humans in the story? I said I was going to quit, but I don't know when to quit. I don't know the meaning of that word. But, so anyway, he decides, I'm going to go check on the little fella, right? So I'm going to just kind of go buzz the tower. I'm just going to buzz the tower over here, and we're just going to see, how he's doing. At least maybe he's flying by now, because he never got to learn to fly the way eagles, naturally learn to fly. And that's an interesting story, because they just take the baby eagle up in the air, and I'm going to tell you, because this is how I learned. And it's not fun. It's the scariest thing you'll ever experience. But they just take you and they fly you way up in the air and they just drop you. And you're just falling. And you're like, okay, I'm dead. You're like, now lay me down to sleep. And right as you're about to bite the dust, whoosh! What the? I'm alive. How did I make it through that? And that goes on and on and on and on and on until all of a sudden you're just numb to it. They're just dropping you and you're not afraid to fall anymore. You get over your fear of falling eventually. But this baby eagle, he was already in puberty by now. He should have learned to fly a long time ago. He never learned how to fly like the natural way, with a mother and a father that takes him and throws him around in the air and abuses him real bad. That's the right way for the eagles. Don't say, Scott Stapp, don't say a word. But I'm just saying, that's the right way that's the proper eagle way to learn to fly. Your mom and dad gotta abuse you and tear your nest up and throw you around in the air and psychologically mess you up. So everything in you says, fly! Get away from here as fast as you can. Ain't that right, Scott Stapp? That's right. I know it's right. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I'm gonna get back to my story. But so anyway, the eagle, the eagle's over there, and he's flying over there. He looks down, and there's the baby eagle still scratching and pecking. He just went back to scratching and pecking. I guess he figured that they were probably plotting against him over in the hen house. I don't know, but he decided he was going to go back to scratching and pecking the ground like a chicken instead of soaring in the sky. Like an eagle is like he was meant to do, like he was made. He was wired for this. You know what I mean? He's just. But anyway. So, in order to, get the baby eagle to finally decide to try out his wings, just be brave enough. Come on, man. Just be brave enough to try out your wings. You might be surprised where they will take you. And they'll take you to places you never thought you could go. Come, let me show you. So, it's a psychological battle first, okay? I can't take you up to certain altitudes even though I know you can withstand it because of the way you're built, you psychologically, it might mess you up. You could have a heart attack or something, So I can't take you up to certain heights of, experience until I can get you psychologically prepared to be to be able to handle, the increasing altitude a little at a time, just a little at a time, until, your system gets used to it, because we're taking you up for the first time. I mean, you're about to go up for the first time, right? So it's going to affect you because you didn't learn to fly like you naturally should have, which, take it from me, I think I'd rather learn this way. If I could have chose, I think I would have rather just been raised with a bunch of chickens. But anyway, I don't know. I better take that back. Can we just kind of put that one on hold for a second? I'm going to deliberate about that later. But so anyway, to build the psychological confidence of the baby eagle, who could, they were looking at each other. They could see each other. They were standing right in front of each other. A grown eagle and a teenage young adult eagle who had never flown before, who's just learning he's an eagle. After all these years, you have to find out like this from your reflection. I'm enjoying this. I don't know. This is fun. Of all the ways for you to find out, you have to learn from your reflection that you are an eagle and that you can fly. But anyway. So they, of course, chickens in our world, chickens and eagles don't have mirrors, right? So how is he going to show him his reflection? So if you can see me and you can see what I look like, right? But I've got to show you who you are. Then and you know what I look like because you can see me, but you've never seen yourself, okay? And it's not going to do me any good to tell you look like me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. So he led the baby eagle over to, there was a pond that, sometime of day, it was kind of like you could see your reflection in it. So they both walked over to this pretty clear pool of living water where they could both see the reflection in the pond. And when the baby eagle saw his reflection, for the first time, his two friends sitting beside him just stopped what they was doing and looked at him like this. Because they could see it so clearly. But anyway, he was like, that's you and that's me. So the baby was like, so this is me and this is you. I look just like you. And so because I've seen you fly, now I know. See, I didn't believe it just when you told me. And that's how hard-headed people are. Oh, I'm getting in deep. Well, hey, I'm this far. I might as well go ahead and just go on into the, in over my head. Just go on in. But, so the baby eagle decided that he was going to fly. He made up his, he knew he could do it then. He knew he could do it. And it all, kind of, he was happy. He believed it when the fully grown eagle told him, showed him who he was. He believed it and he was happy about it, but he let other people talk him out of it. And then he was willing to compromise and go right back to pecking and scratching. But it was the grace of God that just happened to let that eagle see him that day. Because, eagles no longer live in that part of the world. And just so happened that eagle had something to do over there, and just happened to be there at the right time, at the right place. Kind of like when Jesus met the woman at the well. Stella. He had to talk with Stella. Oh. That's what Meeks says her name's Stella. So, Jesus just decided, he was going to just veer off the beaten path in his normal routine. And Jesus is like that, because he'll come in every day and get a chicken linguine. Every day. Same time every day, sit in the same booth with the same waitress. Every day. He'll come in and get a salad, a chicken linguine, and a roll. Every day. And he'll do it. He wants the same waitress. He wants to sit in his same seat. And he wants the same food. And he's going to drink the same drink. And just when his waitress catches on, and she sees him coming, and she's going to try to get ahead of the game and get all his stuff ready ahead of time so she can give him even better service than she did every other time, because there's a reason why he sits in her section every time, right? He likes her. So anyway, she's got his chicken linguine, his salad, his bread ready. And then Jesus comes in and sits down and says, I think I'll have lasagna today. That's him. Be ready. When you meet him, be ready. Be ready for some of the time. Be ready to get into something all the time. Okay, Jesus, I'm telling on you. He's going to get you when you really start walking with God. Once you get to a level in God, certain levels in God, He's going to get you in something all the time. All the time, He's going to get you into something. It's like walking walking that tightrope in the circus with no net, and flying trapeze is just crisscrossing across your path, both in the front and in the back. That is what walking with God is like. And you're trying to balance and put one foot in front of the other. And Jesus is out there going, come on, you can do it. Come on, baby, come on, you can do it. Come to Papa, you can do it. And you're just thinking, I think he's trying to kill me. What if I fall? I better let me just close my eyes. I'm going to stop. Just give me a minute, I'm telling on Jesus, but when you get your relationship with him, you make a video and you tell me what he's like around you, okay? Because all I know is how I experienced it. So, But I hope you enjoyed that story. And like I said, if you like that story, tell it. If you think that will inspire someone, if you think it'll, wake somebody up who needs to wake up and smell the coffee, tell it. It's a cool story to tell at a party. Oh, I've been the life of the party with that story. I'm serious. Because there was a certain time in my life when I would go and visit churches, people thought I was the teenagers would come to me to greet me, and not the adults, because they thought I was another teenager. I was like, I've got kids your age, like they were like 18, 19, something like that. So anyway, I ended up hanging out with a lot of people half my age for a long time. I'm sorry, but it affected me, and I'm not so sure if it was a good effect or a negative effect or whatever. Let's just wait and see. I'm sure we'll know, right? We'll look back this time next year and see if we've got any more insight on that one by then. But have you ever seen your reflection before? I bet you have. I bet you have. What does that mean to you? To see your own reflection. To know who you are. Who you really are. I can show you who you are. If you can stand my craziness, because I'm always like this, always, and I'm not even on drugs. Some people think I need to take some drugs, right? No, let me tell you, when you've got the Holy Ghost, you don't need any drugs. I mean, unless you just take your medication, and I take medication. Who doesn't? I take medicine, but I don't abuse my medicine. You can ask any of my doctors, they'll tell you. I actually make it last longer than it's supposed to. They don't fill my prescriptions regularly. If it's something like that, I don't abuse medication. I try not to take anything at all if I can stand it. And if I do take medicine, I like natural stuff. Don't you? I mean, I like something, I want to take something I know what's in it, all that stuff that the pharmaceutical companies, if I have to choose between a drug that's been around since the 70s or something that's just come out, I'm going to take the older drug, because some of the stuff that's coming out now, I'm not putting it in my body. I don't care what I have to do. I'll find some other way to cope with pain or whatever, but I'm not putting that stuff in my body. I can't do it. I can't. I'm not. I'm sorry. If it gets in here, I'll be knocked out, and they'll be putting an IV in me or something. That's the only way to get in my system, because I know too much about pharmaceuticals, because I used to do corporate communications, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Because I'm not violating. When I give my word. And I was kind of my godfather. I told you about my godfather in another story, and this is my closing. This is my first closing. I'm just getting myself in trouble. Okay. Okay. Have mercy, Jesus. Jesus, I know you love me. My godfather taught me that my word was the most valuable thing. And if your word is no good, you are no good. So when somebody gives you their word and they go back on it, that tells you all you need to know right there about that person's character. If you tell somebody you're going to do something, do it. And if you tell somebody you're going to do something and you can't do it, then go to them and say, hey, that thing I told you I could do? Turns out I can't do it after all. If you tell somebody you're going to be at their house at, 6, 7 o'clock, I'm trying to help some of you people out in some of y'all's relationships, okay? If you just do this, you'll be in the top 90% of people to date, right? The only competition you'll have will be the top 10%. If you just, I tell my kids this all the time, I can get you in the top 90%. Now, you're going to have to compete for that last 10 with people just as good as you. But I can get you to that point. The rest is up to you, baby. But, if you just come to work on time, take your breaks on time, take the proper allotted amount of time for your break. Don't take too long a break. If your break's 20 minutes, come back in 17. Make sure you're clocking in and out of work on time. Make sure you're following dress codes at work. And here's something in the South that we do now. I've noticed this is not very popular out west, out here in the Wild Wild West. It's tempting. I'm not going to do it. I know we were about to do that right at the same time. The Wild Wild West. I caught myself. And then I ended up doing it anyway, talking about it. But, out here, they're not big on teaching your children to say yes, sir, and no, sir, and yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, to elders, older people, school teachers, police officers, and that's something that's taught to us in the South, and we are trained that way because when you add that onto, you know, when you're addressing someone, it shows respect. It shows your reverent respect for that person. And it's just good manners. It's good manners. There's nothing wrong with good manners. There's nothing wrong with having good manners and teaching your children good manners. I taught my children good manners, contrary to however they behave. But they're all grown up, and out on their own and doing their own thing now. But I'm just telling you, I'm not responsible for what they do now. But you know, I taught them that to say yes ma'am and no ma'am and yes sir and no sir to your teachers and your principals and people like that, you know, because those are your authority figures, and you show respect to your authority. Even if you don't like them, you respect their position. Right, Mr. David? That's right. So, you know, you might not like somebody over you, but like them or not, you got to respect that position if they're over you. If they have authority over you, right? And to show that, you say yes sir, and you say no sir. And there are parents that make their kids say that to them. I had cousins that would get, you know, slapped across the room if they said yes or no to their parents. You had to say yes sir or yes ma'am to your mom. And it was just, you know, trained in us, like a part of our culture, to respect authority. Now, some of us have lost it, but some of us kind of retained those values through the years and try to pass them on to our children the best that we could. And as much as our children would allow, you know, because your children have to receive your teachings, you know. If you sit down with your child and you try to teach them something by explaining something to them, that doesn't really work so well unless you have a situation. So you could go down the checklist. You can sit your kid down and say, okay, you're going to sit here until I've got to talk to you and I'm going to cover all these topics. But if your kid doesn't understand what you're talking about, or has nothing visual or nothing in their world that they can, you know, apply the idea of what you're teaching them to, then they're not going to comprehend what you're saying. So what I did was I would sit back and wait for my kids to do something, right? I just like watch them. Bless their little hearts. They always wondered, like, how do you know what we're doing, Mama? How do you always know? Mamas have special powers. That's all I'm going to say. I can't give away. It's like a code. I can't break it. Just trust me. Ask any mother, they'll tell you. We can't give away our secrets. We know everything our kids do all the time. I don't care how grown they are. We know when they're lying, everything. But anyway, you know, just little things like that. Just, you know, being on time, things like that. You know, we were taught that in South, and you didn't lay out of work because you didn't feel like getting up and go. You know, we were raised and taught that we watched our parents do it, and they told us we had to. They didn't give us a choice. They said you have to do it. You know, when your parents get up and go to work every day, and once you get to a certain age, they're gonna tell you. They're not gonna give you a choice. If you live in their house, you do what they say, and they can spank your behind at any age in your life, and that's how parents are in the South. At least when I was growing up, and you know, I wouldn't try to spank any of my grown children, I guess, unless they really did something real bad. I mean, you know, you know, if I got a call and had to go to the jailhouse over a grown child that I know I taught better, I might be going to jail, y'all. Somebody might have to come get me out, you know, next. But anyway, it's been a pleasure talking to you and everything, and I'm so glad that we can be friends. I love having friends. And I love my social media friends. You guys are so cool, especially my Spanish friends. I'm going to tell you, some Spanish people, they mean business about Jesus. They do. Oh, man, Spanish people don't play about God. They love God. Spanish people love God. I've got a lot of Spanish friends on some of my social media sites. They send me friend requests. They love me. And I don't even, and please forgive me, my Spanish friends, because I don't know how to, I know taco, enchilada. I can't speak Spanish, but I promise I'm going to learn. I'm going to commit myself. I will learn how to speak Spanish. I'm going to learn how to speak it. I can't 100% promise I'll learn to read and write it. I might learn to read it. Well, I guess if I can read it, I can write it, right? You can't have one without the other. So I'm going to make a commitment to learn to speak it. Let me just try to learn to speak it, see if it's going to be something I can follow through with. Because I need to do that. I got a lot of Spanish people that I guess, they like what I say and stuff. Bless your heart. No, but I'm serious. I'm gonna try my best not to tell you anything that's gonna corrupt you. I want to make you a better person. I want to help you be a better person. I don't want to tell you anything and lead you the wrong way, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. The truth is, as I believe the truth to be. Okay, because my truth may not be your truth. You know what I mean? But just remember this. I'm doing you a favor. I normally don't do these videos, but I'm doing this just for you because I know you need it. And I know you're my fault. I'm taking responsibility. Because you know why I'm taking responsibility for you? Because nobody else did. Nobody else wanted to go through what I went through for you. I mean, they all just wanted to keep pretending to be Christian. I actually went to Gethsemane and I took responsibility. Hey, that rhymes. I went to Gethsemane. I took responsibility. Okay, you rappers, 10%. The check's in the mail. Okay, cool. Cause I got so much to do. I don't have time to write songs. I'm serious. I would write a song as a favor if I had a friend that needed one. And I'm working on a Christmas song for somebody now, but that's coming out around Black Friday. But those are just isolated incidents. Okay, there's a lot of work, and when you got so much going on, you want to do good quality work. And that's another thing we're taught in South, to take pride in our work. Don't do a half job. And today people just have everything. They have music, they have TV shows, half employees preaching. You got half preaching. Yeah, you do. I mean, everything's, you know what I mean? Everything's, I might accidentally see what kind of word can I substitute there. Apple? Half apple? That's not cool. I wouldn't even want to take responsibility for having made that one up anyway. But peaches is my thing. But anyway, I gotta go. I know you want me to shut up, right? This is my closing number 2. Good night. Sleep tight. I love you, and remember, Jesus Christ is above everything, and everything revolves around him.